Every morning the world starts quietly, one soft light at a time. Homes flicker awake, shops open. People take those first small steps into a brand new day. And in all of that ordinary movement, there's something kind of extraordinary. A moment worth noticing, a spark you feel before you even name it. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's small, but kindness shows up right on time. And every morning we choose to show up with you so we can look for that spark together.
Good morning. I'm Matt Roof, the Uncommon Kindness Guy, and this is Kindness Rising. Let's rise together.
Been having trouble. StreamYard changed their platform, and now I am having trouble with the mic, apparently. But I am on now. Good morning, people. Welcome to Kindness Rising. Adam Holroyd, I am glad you are here with me this morning. Thank you so much for joining as we get up and get after it again today on Kindness Rising. Absolutely. All right. Let me ask you something. Have you ever finished scrolling? As you're scrolling, you look up and you're like, I didn't learn a damn thing. I learned nothing. You gotta come back and Sullivan, meet Nitty. You guys are both here. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Nitty. I am glad you are both here. I'm going to turn my volume down. I am glad you are both here. Thank you for showing up. Roseanne Roof, good morning, Mother, and welcome in to Kindness Rising. I'm so glad you guys are chiming in because my participation counter is showing 0, but I see you there. I see you saying hello. And this weekend, all week long, I'm going to be talking about signal versus noise. The noise that we get when we're scrolling, all the stuff that's out there that we are inundated with that is nothing but noise. Predictions, hot takes, breaking news, outrage, everything's breaking, new. It's just creating chaos for us. It's the noise. So today we are going to be talking about signal versus noise, a conversation about how to stay grounded, thoughtful, and kind in a world that is optimized for distraction. I am so glad you guys have joined me here this morning at Kindness Rising as we get up and get after it. I am glad you're here. You doom scroll sometimes, celebrities like yesterday. Oh, Billy Jack, yeah. Sully, that's guess it seems that way. It's better now. I don't know what's better. Billy Jack, who was Jan Michael Vincent? Was that the actor in Billy Jack? I feel like it might have been. But anyway, it's good to hear from you, Mike Sullivan, and Nitty's out there. Remember, I told you we had another friend coming from the West Coast, San Francisco, the Bay Area. You two are out there. That's awesome. Along with Roseanne. All right. I am settling in here. A little discombobulated this morning. I haven't even shaved. I'm feeling a little rough around the edges, but I am here this morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, just like I do every single weekday, regardless of whether I'm feeling rough or not. We're talking about noise, the noise that doesn't feel like noise when we encounter it. It feels important. Oh, this is really urgent. It's emotional. It's provocative. I'm really just so into this. Oh, it's vital. Look at this. Look what I saw. All these things. It's just noise. It's engineered noise to feel relevant. Because of your attention, my attention, that is profitable. If we keep reacting, scrolling, comparing, and worrying, it keeps us engaged. and engagement actually is the product being sold. The longer you stay on platforms, the longer, the better advertising rates they get, all the things that go along with being engaged in that product eventually to sell you something, because noise thrives on urgency, novelty, conflict, comparison. Those are the things that uh, that light up our sensors, right? Our dopamine sensors when we're doing that scrolling. But signal is different. It helps you understand, slows you down, makes helps you make those decisions that reduce anxiety and move you forward. Noise is going to pull you right into that reaction, whereas signal invites reflection. Noise is fragmenting your attention. Signal focuses your intention, right? What do we intend to do? Nidhi and I talked about that last week together. Starting our days with intention. That's what we do here at Kindness Rising. And it's why it matters. What matters is what captures our attention is going to shape our thinking. And what shapes our thinking shapes our life. As we get back to the idea of as a man thinketh, right? James Allen, we've talked about that. For those who've stuck around for us, Nitty, good morning. Oh, thanks for the little signal. I'm just so glad you showed up. You committed. You said you would. It must be that app that you're doing, right? Right? Is that it? The AA app? Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Nitty is a entrepreneur and a developer with tremendous international experience. I highly suggest you check out her LinkedIn profile and see all the amazing things that she's done as an international journalist and a founder who finds things, blows them all up, and rebuilds them. That was a great conversation we had the other day, although I am jealous of your sunshine out there in the Bay Area together. Sully and Nitty, welcome in. And just, I hope you're going to have a great day, because I am for sure. I'm just wondering what's going on. You know, we'll talk about this stuff. My little counter shows that there's 0 people here, but everybody is showing up in the comments. So if you're showing up in the comments, why are you showing up as a counter? It's discouraging and distracting when it just says a big fat 0, a bagel, a donut in the corner saying nobody's watching. I still come here and do the same thing whether nobody's watching or everybody's watching, pretty much, except for what I'm interacting with the community. But it's a little distracting. I don't know, something's up. Like I said, StreamYard changed some things. Platform's always tweaking things, and one button you press one day, it does one thing, and next day sometimes it does something different. I guess that's what happens when you live in the matrix. That's what we're talking about today. That idea, that blue pill, red pill idea. It's out there. It's becoming trope in some ways, but it's so interesting, right? If you take one pill, you keep the illusion intact. The other will help you to reveal how the system actually works. How the system actually works. And once you see it, you'll not be able to unsee it, right? He realizes that much of what is felt was actually constructed, designed, or engineered to shape our behavior, right? And that is what we're talking about here, that engineered noise to drive us and designate us and pull us into things versus doing things with intention, right? and following the signal? Do we simply accept everything that's presented to us, or do we begin to ask the deeper question about how information reaches us and why? And that idea didn't start with the Matrix, actually. It started, didn't start, probably started with, who knows, there was probably some pre-human being in the world that was like, why am I here? And what's real? And how do we, who knows? Who knows what we're thinking? But we're talking about the movies here. So before the Matrix was the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy and her friends finally reaching that powerful wizard, the giant with the booming voice. Who goes there? Blah, blah, right? Projecting authority, commanding attention, right? And everything about the wizard is so scary, and it makes him feel overwhelmed. And then our little doggy named Toto pulls that curtain back, and there it is, the man behind the curtain. Just a person operating the controls, pulling levers, amplifying his voice, and creating that illusion of power. And suddenly, for those guys, what felt so intimidating is actually no longer really that mysterious. It's about the idea that the moment we see how something works, its influence changes us, and we can become less reactive and more thoughtful about things, less more overwhelmed and more curious, right? And it's fun to suspend our disbelief. It's fun to go to Disney and watch the animatronics and the Pirates of the Caribbean, and it's great creativity and fun. But again, that I don't know why I made that connection. That's the idea that, like, what's behind all of it, right? It's just metal and wires and uh, electronics. So the goal is not to reject everything that we see, right? It's to understand it, to recognize that not every loud voice carries real wisdom, and not every urgent message deserves immediate response. But sometimes there really is someone behind the curtain, right? That's what we want to get to. We want to get to understand that person that's behind the curtain, right? Understanding that the curtain exists and that there's someone behind there that's optimizing for clicks and for engagement and for intention. And when we understand that, we can begin to separate the signal from the noise, where awareness doesn't connect us doesn't disconnect us from the world, but it actually helps us to engage with it more intentionally. Absolutely. And that's where Clairless begins. What are you trying to see behind? What is out there that you might be fascinated with? You want to dig in a little further and see what's behind that curtain. And there are organizations, of course, organizations. We are going to roll into our spot. Here we go, my favorite drop coming up. I play the song that's only for my drop. There it is. Having a lot of fun always with the Kindness Spotlight. This is our Spotlight anthem, and today we are spotlighting an organization. We've actually talked about them before here on Kindness Rising in a different spotlight, but we're talking about the Center for Humane Technology, an organization that realigns technology with humanity's best interests. They advocate for ethical design practices that reduce manipulation and encourage healthier digital habits, and promote technology that supports well-being rather than dependency. Their work reminds us that technology itself isn't the problem. Design choices could be, and that thoughtful design can help create more signal and less noise. If you care about the future of attention, this is an organization worth exploring. The Center for Humane Technology. It reminds me also of my friend. Last week I highlighted people that I have met throughout my journey here on Kindness Rising, and going live and being more active on the platforms like LinkedIn and YouTube and Facebook and all the others too. But LinkedIn is primarily where I'm focused now. Oh my God, I just lost my thought. Oh yeah, there's people I think about. And there's another person who actually, just as I was speaking about the Center for Humane Technology, that I thought of the idea of manipulation. Manipulation happens with our technology. It also happens with marketing and words. And there's a person out there that is really leaning into ethical marketing and psychology practices. She is the, I forget what she calls herself, like the marketing psychologist or whatever. It's Chelsea Burns. Chelsea is out there. Really, she was awesome talking about the way that brands can ethically message to us, connect, and build with community rather than be manipulative. Boom, 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 boom. There she is. Smarter growth starts in the mind. The marketing psychologist, brand ethicist, non-manipulative marketer, podcast guest speaker, and in-process author. Looks like Chelsea might be writing a book. You know, I like to talk about my friends that I have met along the way, and it helps me to practice showing profiles like this too. So here's Chelsea. Chelsea's awesome. She's really cool. Really, really smart. As you see, she's talking about happening at Delta Airlines and the psychology behind what's going on at TSA, and of course our big bite, a real bite of your own brand when the McDonald's branding situation happened. But mostly Chelsea's just a really cool human being. She talks about how she was a farm girl and growing up on the farm helped her get her grit. And from Wichita, Kansas, that is Chelsea Burns. Welcome, Chelsea. And as long as we're showing profiles, there you go. Here's Nitty. Nitty, we talked earlier this week. Nitty, who's out in the Bay Area, building her profile, building her app, making connections, getting out there as an entrepreneur. I am glad you're out there. I'm glad we connected. And I hope you're having a great day, for sure. I always like to promote my friends out there who are doing good work, cool stuff. This app that she has built is kind of an interesting concept. I see where she's going with it. We actually she actually connected me to it. It's the idea that we all make commitments. We make commitments all the time to things. And sometimes we're clear with our commitments and sometimes we're not. At least to our schedule, at least to remembering and making sure that we're being intentional with what we're committing to. And this app is certainly an ally, your decision ally is like what she calls it, in helping to remind you of your commitments and to ensure that people in groups understand what other people have committed to, so there's not that confusion. I thought you were going to show up. I thought you were doing that. I thought so. There's a lot of that going on, especially in teams. I thought you said you were going to do that. Well, this is a way to get people to commit to things. So I think it's kind of an interesting, very interesting idea, especially from a project manager's perspective of how you could use technology to help keep your commitments in order. All right. Everybody had enough of the kindness spotlight, this music this morning. All right. Stay committed out there. We love it. It's great stuff for sure, for sure. All right. So this week, like I said, this week, all week long, we are talking about signal versus noise for sure. Today, just introducing the concept, thinking about what deserves our attention with intention, and how it shapes what we think. Tomorrow is deeper dive into where attention goes, your energy flows. We're going to explore how protecting your focus can actually protect your future, staying organized and committed with your intentions and your time frames. I think we'll talk about that tomorrow. Wednesday, uh, you become what you consume. Your information diet shapes your identity. We're going to talk about choosing inputs to help you grow. Choosing, again, intentionality. What are we out there looking for and bringing in versus just what lands in our lap? Um, and Thursday, we're going to talk about trust, because we always talk about trust and the way clear ideas can travel farther than clever ones, because that kind of understanding builds trust. And lastly, Friday, we're going to talk about how important it is to be the signal, not just to receive the signal, but not just to avoid the noise, but to create meaning for others, which is what we do here on Kindness Rising. I hope I do that for you on Kindness Rising. And I hope that, absolutely, Sully, absolutely. Um, I hope that sounds like a good week. Yeah, I hope it helps. I hope it helps. Things are blinking out a little bit here today. All right. We are flying through another morning of Kindness Rising here on YouTube and on LinkedIn. I'm glad you've chosen to join us here on the Mornings in the Lab network, where we are building the network that gets you up and after it every single day, with shows like this one right here, Kindness Rising, and then Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. And later in the week, we'll have Cheryl Raphael Whitaker with It Starts with Joy, and Jason Hewlett's show. We're excited to be developing the Let's Talk supply chain show. We'll have some meetings later on this week as we develop that. Sarah Humphrey will be talking more about her. And I said it last week, taking the idea of supply chain, and which is huge for our lives, all that logistics. Is a huge industry behind that. And Sarah's going to bring her show, Thoughts and Coffee, to the network, and her already loyal following, and we're going to help her to grow that. And you can too on Mornings in the Lab network. We can get you your very own shows. We've got a couple of different ways that you can get involved with the network. Of course, our full program, where you join the network and you will fully produce 4 shows a month for you, with your AI characters and your guests all taken care of, and all the production. That's our full package. We also are excited to be rolling out a do-it-yourself package very soon, where all of the technology that Keith in particular has been developing and the network has been developing becomes available to you at your fingertips on a DIY type basis, right? So I've been playing with it and practicing with it as Keith's guinea pig, and it's pretty slick. It's pretty simple and straightforward, driven by that intersection where the Mornings in the Lab lives, which is the human interacting with the AI to develop custom messages and custom programs for you, that you bring your personality to it. And that's what makes it makes it unique. Absolutely. So if you're interested in starting your own show, giving it a try, we've got the place to go, conversationos.live, where you can, with something that's going to take you about an hour at least to get started. Actually, you can have a show ready if you don't want to even give it a whole lot of thought. You can have a show ready in just minutes, but a really good show is going to take you 30 to 60 minutes, at least in the beginning, and then you'll get much, much better at it over time, and it'll be even faster to put together and efficient to put together to establish your authority out there in the world, to establish your brand, your personality, to sell what you're selling, whatever your purpose may be. But the real purpose is to own the conversation, to start the day owning the conversation, leading the conversation to where you want it to go, rather than waiting for the noise to filter out and for your signal to rise. So that is the whole point of the Mornings in the Lab Network. And if you're curious about it, please don't forget to reach out to me, reach out to Keith Billis. Cheryl will help you too, whatever you need to get started here on the Mornings in the Lab Network. We'd love to tell you more about it. So there's my commercial, but of course I want to get back to our conversation, the kindness compass, and things that we can carry with us today with intentionality. It starts with awareness. Notice the noise. Pay attention to how content makes you feel. Did it help you create more understanding, or did it just get you agitated or confirm something within yourself, or did it just get you to numb out? Did it just get you to numb out? Absolutely. That's where I lean into, not so much the agitation, that kind of thing, but occasionally that doom scrolling gets you into that numb out mode. We want to avoid that. We certainly want to avoid it as part of becoming our entire lifestyle, which has happened to people, does happen. I also want you to question the urgency. A lot of times things are presented as, got to do it now, act now, go, go, go. Take a little time. Think about what's actually really important today. What do you want to move forward with with intentionality, and what can be backburnered? And last, I want you to think about choosing, I know that, choosing depth over volume. A few thoughtful inputs can help shape our thinking more than endless scrolling and new things. Boom, 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 boom. Because signal rarely shouts, it usually just whispers. So you have to look for it over time, right? All right. Thank you again for joining here on Kindness Rising. I am so glad that you all who are out there in the world with me have chosen to stick around. Sully and Nitty, welcome in. I hope to see you on a regular basis. Roseanne, absolutely. Holroyd, the whole crew here every day, weekdays, 7:30 a.m. Eastern on Kindness Rising. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to be listening to Keith, John, and friends from the road. I've got a little bit of a road trip I'm headed out to shortly here, but I will be back guaranteed 7:30 tomorrow morning. In a noisy world, kindness can become the signal, because kindness slows us down enough to actually see each other, to listen, to understand, and to think. Because signal doesn't just inform us, it transforms us. And all week long, we're going to be choosing to focus on our signal rather than the noise this week. Come on back tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, here on Kindness Rising. And until then, stay uncommon and stay kind.
What if your mornings could be inspiring and ridiculously fun?
Kindness Rising isn't just a show, it's a full wake-up vibe.
It's freaking fun, people.
Yeah, man, it's got real get-after-it energy.
I love it.
Wake up with Kindness Rising.
I help purpose-driven people grow their impact. 5-ingredient recipe to help you
build your personal brand. Get out there and take kind action.
If it's live, they'll feel it.
On Kindness Rising, we bring you proven strategies and fresh ideas you can actually use. If you're not failing, you're not trying.
Exactly. Fail fast, rebound faster.
You'll see the bloopers and the genuine connections that make kindness contagious. We sometimes get into a little bit of trouble.
Pretty much my life made the list.
You can trust what you see right here is honest, respectful, and uplifting. Social impact organizations, and we always talk about them. Try kindness. It's way cheaper than therapy. You just made my day.